Ara Ara.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Ara Ara Weeb podcast. I'm your host, Amy, and today we have Vivs, my co-host. Hi,
Hello.
Vivs. How are you doing today?
Not so good.
What's up?
It's that time of the month.
Same.
Which that's why we're
thinking.
in pain. Yes. I'm in so much pain right now. But yeah, otherwise I'm good. How about you, Amy? How are you?
Yeah, all good. I mean, we ended up syncing, and I'm exhausted from the 3 days of MEFCC, which is exactly what we're gonna talk about today.
Speaking of MEFCC, I remember before the event, I even told you, I think I'm gonna get my period on MEFCC. So I was like so worried because I was planning my, wardrobe, my costumes. Like I'm gonna wear this on day one, day two is this. You have your full agenda, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I just hope it doesn't come out during MEFCC. But yeah, imagine starting our episode with period talks. But yeah, that's reality, guys.
I mean, in the superhero panel with Charlie Cox, Andrew Garfield, William Bethel, and with Grant, they ended up talking about pee for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's part of life, guys. But yeah, okay, so finally, let's talk about MEFCC. How was the experience and how's everything, Amy?
Yeah, so let's go in order, I think. So, guys, it was the first time that we ever went to MEFCC for 3 days. It's only the second time to go to MEFCC, right?
Yeah, it's only my
Yeah.
second time.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's not my first event. Like, I've been to a lot of events, even the
Mm.
Philippines. But it's the first time ever that I booked a hotel for an event. Because, like, for example, in the Philippines, you just, commute back and forth, that kind of thing, because everything is happening in Manila and everything is accessible there. So that's how it
Exactly.
is back home. Here in Dubai, it's the same thing. Like if it's in Dubai, we just go home, go back the next day, and that's it. But like this time, because it was in Abu Dhabi, we had to travel. So it was a better idea to just stay in a hotel, which luckily is just 5 minutes away. Like literally a few walks away from the venue. So it was really helpful that it was
Mm.
like that. Because imagine if we had to still commute there. It's like, yeah. So that's the main thing. How about you, Amy? How was it for you?
Because usually if it's just one day, you don't really think of the logistics that much. You know that
Yeah.
okay, I can probably travel with this person, or like someone's gonna go for just one day as well. But then for us, like it was our first time to like, oh, what are the bus schedules like? What are we had to like really plan, and it's like, oh no, but we're packing a lot, and then we had to
Suitcase?
and then we ended up messaging Kevin, who was in our last episode. So it started out with okay, because what happened this year is we ended up having both media passes and speaker passes. It was very unexpected and it was really cool because you wouldn't think that certain passes had different sort of access. It was
Yeah.
very different. Like it's a different experience for media and it's a different experience for speaker, which we'll get into later. So what happened was, as media, you have access to like this VIP tour. So what happened was we were invited to like the VIP tour or whatever it was, and we were not sure because this was our first time attending as media. So we messaged a friend of ours, Kevin, who we had a previous episode with, and he was also media because he's a journalist. We're like, okay, are you gonna come for the event and stuff? Because the event is an hour before the actual MEFCC. We're like, so are you going to the event? And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be there for that. I'm like, okay, perfect. Kevin, we need a ride.
And wait, it's not that. It's not that. I don't want Kevin to think that, oh my God, these girls used me. No, we had booked for the free bus,
Yes, we booked
the
for the free
shuttle.
bus.
Because the free bus is at 1 p.m. and the event
Yeah.
starts at 3 p.m. And again, the media passes were given to us 2 days before the event, which we already had our plans, what time we will meet, where are we going to meet, how are we going to go there. But then since there is this VIP or media tour that we didn't know of, we were like, I mean, might as well try to find someone who can give us a ride or to, give us a lift. And we did ask few people.
Yeah,
It's
we
not just
asked a few
Kevin.
people. No, Kevin knows I'm joking around, but yeah, no. So, but yeah, in case, like, let's clarify. Yeah, that I'll never give these two rides again. No. So we did ask a few people, but of course, it's like there's really no incentive for anyone else to go that
If they don't have
early.
a media pass, yeah.
Yeah, there was really no reason, and it's like they can't access it anyway. And
Yeah.
most people would like they're booking a hotel with their friends, so they'll
Mm.
all come at the same time for check-in, and or like their cars are full. Something or the other was a reason. And then we were like, oh, like Kevin also is part of the media, maybe he'd be attending this, let's ask him. So yeah, so that's what happened. We ended up having a ride with Kevin, so thank you very much, Kevin. He's done a
Thank
lot
you.
for us this MEFCC. Yeah, he was like our
Yeah.
biggest supporter this MEFCC, and a lot of like the good experiences we've had wouldn't have been possible if not for Kevin supporting us.
True. And not
Yeah.
only Kevin, I also want to give a huge shout out to BB, because even before anything else, like BB was also there to help us out, to support us. And even when we were doing the panel, BB was our,
Number one.
cheer
Woo!
for. Yes. So, like, no, I just really want to say that even if we don't mention you on this episode, like other people who are supporting us as well, I just remember BB on top of my head, and also Kevin,
Mm,
and again, our friends, Vish, the gang, everyone. I just want to
Badder.
take, yeah,
Yeah.
Badr. Like these moments really are a huge thing for us. Zaya, Bunny Girl. So,
Yeah.
just want to
There's
give a huge shout
there's
out
a
to them.
lot. And even the ones in the community group that we made, the UAE
Yeah.
meetup group.
You guys are so sweet. Oh my gosh.
Geeksters as
Oh yeah.
well. Uh,
We will come on to Geeksters later. They have a special, special mention, and in this episode, which we will get to later, because
Mhm.
there are a lot of unexpected things that happened during
Yeah.
MEFCC. But yeah, so
Mm.
again, just thank you, like,
Yeah,
from the
thank
bottom of
you.
our hearts. Yeah.
There's a lot of you really like as much as possible we try to say it out loud and let you guys know personally, but yeah, like you don't know how grateful we are like behind the scenes. We were even more grateful more than we can say.
And even to Jason, our guest
Oh
for the
yes,
panel.
Jason.
So he
Yeah.
will also get a special mention
Yeah,
later.
that's also
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
There are special segments, right? So
Okay, going back to the ride, car ride.
so we ended up getting a car ride from Kevin, and yeah, no, it was fun. So Viv's made sandwiches for us. So
Like the
we're like,
mom of the group. I made sandwiches for everyone.
yeah, she was like, we're like asking Kevin for a lot. I don't want him to think we're just like, okay, thanks for the ride, bye. Like she's like, "Wait, I'm going to prepare food. I
Yeah,
need to
because it's
prepare
a long
sandwich."
ride. Yeah. I didn't expect that we will do stopover, so I was like, might as well, prepare food and stuff. So
Yeah,
yes.
and it was healthy food, but it tasted really good. I just have to say.
Yes, calorie counting. But anyway, moving forward.
Yeah, no, that's important because obviously you need to look good in cosplay. Like you worked out for months, went on a diet for months, and made sure your friends also ate healthy.
Yes. And made sure everyone ate properly.
Yes,
Just
for your cosplay.
yes, for my cosplay.
So
Okay, going back. So
so
yeah.
we ended up there, and it didn't seem like there was a tour when we got there in the end.
No, no.
Yeah.
We were
So
running because we were also a bit late, like
mm,
maybe 15, 20 minutes late. And
yeah.
then they said, oh, the tour, I don't know if it was canceled or if it happened. I'm not sure.
What happened after that was our itinerary was to
Emily
watch
Rod's panel.
Emily Rudd's was to watch Emily Rudd's panel, and it was a shock to us because for this year's MEFCC they didn't allow photos and videos, which it's not just a thing in the UAE. Like you can take pictures and videos of panels anywhere in any con, and
Yeah.
that's also sort of you know it kind of is also in a way promoting your event, giving exposure to your event when people post these things. You would be
Taking that chance
surprised.
away. Yeah.
Exactly, and you would be surprised by because like obviously I kept promoting MEFCC on my stories and all of that because of three things. One, I had my short film. Two, we were going to be speakers in MEFCC, and three, because obviously we're gonna be there and we're gonna shoot the content and all of that. Like, again, media. Like, it was a very weird experience to not allow photos and videos at the event because so many people messaged me asking me what's
What is
MEFCC.
happening?
Yeah, like what's MEFCC? I don't know what MEFCC is. Like, you would be like, yes, MEFCC is one of the biggest events we have in the UAE, and it has so many people attending. But you're also limiting, like, personally, I think you're limiting so many other people who would be very interested in attending this event or would be interested in attending this event. And it's just little things like that, like allowing people to give exposure to the event in any way, shape, or form that helps the event be even more successful or a more commercial success for like the upcoming years. Yeah,
One
go
thing
ahead.
I want to highlight though is that
Mm,
one more benefit, I guess, of allowing people to take photos or videos or what, because they can post it on their Instagram, let's say as a story,
mm.
which will inform them that, hey, this panel is happening right now. For
Yes.
example, we've met a lot of people who didn't know Nami's panel was last Friday.
Yep.
They missed it and they said, oh no, we thought it's on a different day, or like we thought it's something that will happen on all 3 days. We didn't know
Mm.
that it was only a one time thing. Because there are people who are coming to MEFCC as first timers. Even for me, it's only
Yes.
my second time. I didn't know what's gonna happen. That's why last year I didn't know what to expect. We had our agenda. We were only there for a day. But if you will be there for 3 days, it's a different kind of thing. And again, even when we created that UAE meetup group,
Mm.
some of them were asking what's MEFCC or like
Exactly.
what's happening. So like, yeah, as you said, like giving exposure, promoting the event, and letting people know that this is happening at the same time, like on stage, Nami is
Mm-hmm.
speaking, like it will make them, oh my god, Nami is speaking right now. Let's go rush to the main panel or main
Yeah.
stage. Something like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because when Emily Rudd's panel was done, we met up with like people from the community group that we made the UAE meetup with other people. And then they would ask us, oh, so how's your MEFCC so far? Like, what have you guys done? And we would be like, oh, we just came back from Emily Rudd's panel. And they would be like, oh, we had no idea. And also because I don't know what it was that happened this year. Obviously, for someone who's it was their first time attending the MEFCC event this year, they would have still enjoyed for sure.
True. Yeah,
But
that's
if
true.
you're a frequent goer to the MEFCC, you would really see the difference of how it was organized last year as compared to this year. Like, it's a very far gap. And I'm not saying that MEFCC this year didn't do some things right. I'll tell you the things that they did right. They did the Japanese village right this year because they made it a more open space. They made the outdoor area even bigger, which
Yeah. And
allowed
there's
more people.
shade. There's
Yes,
shade,
with
there's
shade.
AC, which is
Which
very cool.
allowed exactly, which allowed more people to enjoy the outdoor performances and eat in more of the food stalls. Go.
And there's also a playground area for kids.
And a
Like there's a
playground area for kids.
dedicated space for kids. It's not literally a playground, but like there's
Mm,
tables and chairs for them, coloring books and activities. So, like even kids have their
mm.
own space. So they did a lot of things well in terms of planning on, let's say, the layout and stuff. So yeah, I
Yes,
definitely agree with that part.
with the layout, everything else felt very, I don't know if it was rushed, if it was unclear, if it was disorganized, because what ended up happening, like again with the panels, they didn't even post about the panels on social media until the
Friday.
second day. Yeah, until
No, Friday.
Friday. It's
Yeah.
Friday itself. When was it until like Emily Rudd's panel was over? I don't remember, but it was
Yeah.
okay. This is kind of late to be announcing these things, and then you're gonna add the fact that people can post about the stories or videos. And again, people are very visual people. If they see a panel and they're in the area, they're gonna rush to it. It's like us with the superhero panel. We saw like
Oh my god, it's now.
we
Then we
saw a
ran to
snuck
them.
photo.
Yeah.
We saw one of the snuck photos. We're not gonna like bring out like, oh, who did it, but like, and then we rushed to the panel. Did we end up having to end up inside? No,
No.
because it was one of the full
Full.
ones. But
Yeah,
for Emily Rudd, people could have rushed for that,
true.
and that was the very first panel of that day.
Of the
So
event itself.
of the event itself. And for that to not have been highlighted, I don't think that was very fair. I don't know. I just felt like no photos or videos was quite an odd thing to have, especially because it's such a normal thing in cons.
And I felt bad for Emily Rod because like there's not much people in the panel. I know it was a Friday. I know it was 4 p.m. There's not much people, but still like that's why I was trying my best to scream very loudly
Mm,
and clap. At least she will feel like she's welcome and all. And
yeah.
we did see that there's queue for autographs and photos with her. It's just that the panel was underwhelming comparing it to the panel of Taz and Iñaki last year, which was full.
Mm,
Was full,
more
full.
than full.
There were people
Yeah.
standing that time, yeah.
That was the first thing we did on the first day was the panel. And okay, another gripe I guess I had was that for whatever reason, although I disagree, people can't take photos or videos. You're allowing crew to take photos and videos, but you won't allow media to take photos or videos. It's like, aren't we supposed to cover your event? Like,
Yeah,
how are
just
we
write it
supposed?
down.
Like, how are we supposed to cover your event if you don't let us cover your event? That's my 2 cents on it. Like, okay, fine, you don't want people to take photos or videos. I guess
But
fine,
at least let
but
the media do their job.
let the media do their job because you're letting crew do it anyway. Like it really just it didn't add up, and it goes back to what I said, like to what I said earlier about how this year it felt like I don't know again if it was unclear what each badge was about, what kind of
Mm.
access each badge had, like because it was a very different experience this year again and last year because last year I came in as a speaker as well.
I had another gripe. I had another gripe.
Go.
Media pass, right? We had the media pass for Nami's panel. We had to line up in the general line.
Mm.
Media pass? Oh, you're not special. Just go to the, standard line. What do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Last year, as you said, you had the speaker badge. We had fast track on the lanes. So, like, if we're attending a panel or not even a panel, I think, like, when we were
Mm.
queuing up, like, we were treated in the fast lane because you had a badge. But this year, we had a media pass. You're not allowed. But they told us that, oh, if you have a speaker pass, then we will allow you to
Mm.
queue up like
Yeah.
faster. And then you show the email like, yeah, we have, it's just that we haven't gone out yet because literally as soon as the event opened, we went to Nami's panel. So yeah,
Mm.
I didn't
Yeah.
like that part. That
Yeah.
doesn't make sense that you're a media but you have to line up in the standard line
Yeah. Shouldn't media be there even
to cover.
before the
Yeah,
start? Because that's the point. They're covering. I don't know. Like it just felt odd this year. That's all. Like
I don't know, maybe because it's our first time, who knows. But we've
maybe.
asked few people who had media passes as well before, but they're saying something else. So again, it could be,
Yeah.
just organizers doing organizing stuff. But yeah, maybe there's
Mm.
a memorandum or a
Miscommunication
note,
somewhere.
miscommunication.
Yeah.
We don't know. But yeah.
We don't know.
So I just didn't like that part.
And I guess another thing that, but yeah, just to bring up another good thing that MEFCC did right this year was to have the film competition.
Ah, true. Yeah.
Yes.
It was really
So
nice.
it
It
was
was
really
really a
good.
fun part.
I know that Waleed has been trying for years to like pitch for them to have like the film competition. Like, please, like it's MEFCC. Like, there's an F.
Film.
There's a film part. Like, what are we doing for film? Because we're not doing anything for film except bringing celebrities in to sign autographs and take pictures and do panels. That's not really film. Because I remember in the first MEFCC, they even brought like Hollywood script writers. There were workshops with
Mm,
them. Yeah, like again, that first MEFCC
the
was
best.
a really it was the best. Last year as well, it was really good in terms of like how they planned and organized like the
The One
theme.
Piece thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I really
we were
like
like,
that.
this is a One Piece year. All the food stalls are gonna be in Marineford. It was well thought of. It was well thought of. Like that whoever organized last year were big geeks or big nerds because that's how the event seemed like it was. It was like this is one of the things a fan would think of.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, it just felt like, oh, we need to put up an event. And I don't mean any disrespect to the organizers, of course not. But like, it's just as someone who is on both sides, one as an ongoer and one who's going there for work.
Work.
Because this is work. We we are attending for work.
That's why we were super tired. But anyway, that's
That's why we're
besides the
super
point.
tired.
Okay, after Nami's panel, our
Film.
agenda was
The
no, not
film
only
competition.
film. Literally, we have to check in first.
Yeah, we didn't check in. We were like, we need to rush to this tour. So, uh,
I
but
think
yeah,
we checked in around 6, and then you had to
yeah.
rush back because of a panel. I forgot which panel was it. Charlie
It
Cox.
was it was Charlie Cox and Wilson Bethel. I
Yeah.
loved Wilson. I loved him so much. He had such good stage presence. He was really like he really answered like all the fans' questions. He was very enthusiastic on stage. And I'm not saying that Charlie wasn't, but he also only came very recent years.
Mm-hmm.
So for him it might have been just when you just have
But
done something.
Wilson, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like he was the star of the stage. And the way that Faris, the host, really handled that panel was really really good. And in an audience standpoint, he made both people on stage feel like they were equally important. Because what happened with the Daredevil cast that was supposed to come, Vincent couldn't make it last minute. And it
Mm.
was very last minute, like 2 days before MEFCC, a day before MEFCC. Like it was the most last minute thing. And Wilson came in and he even joked like, "Oh, here I am," an afterthought and stuff.
What?
Yeah, he joked on stage. But the way Faris handled that panel, he really made them. I feel like he made them feel special, like equally. And again, Wilson really, he was really charismatic. He was really funny. I love that he got to be able to speak as much as he did.
Because I didn't get to see that part. I was like, Amy, I'll do the check-in. You go for the panel. I will eat. Because I cannot. See, the thing is, it was already 7, and I was timing my meals. I cannot eat super late. Because we were planning that once we check in, I will be in costume, or I will change, and then you will go to the film and stuff. But then the
Mm.
aunt Vivs in me said, no, you don't have the energy to cosplay anymore. Just eat your dinner and that's it. Call it a day. Okay. And then just go back for the film competition. So I was like, yeah, let me just eat my dinner and then go back. Because if I
Yeah.
eat late, I won't be able to sleep, which I know what's going to happen because the film competition was about to start. And I don't want to be bloated the next day because I'll be doing Boa Hancock. But anyway, so
Yeah.
then after my dinner, I rushed there for the film competition. And then you tell me
Yeah.
the story of what happened.
Yeah. No, and just to point out, like, don't be like, oh, Vips didn't go to the panel just because, she. No, because, like, between the two of us, I'm the one that watches Daredevil because I'm the more pop culture,
Girly, yes.
inclined. Yeah, I'm the more pop culture inclined girly. And
And
Vips
I
is
am the Japanese inclined person between the two of us,
exactly,
you know?
exactly,
Yeah.
100% she is. So, like, if it's like anything more Japanese related or even more gaming related, because I'm more of a like casual RPG gamer, you would talk more to Vips in these sorts of
Yes.
things. So again, like we've been doing this, but we both have very different personalities and interests within it that you can approach us both, but for very different things.
And like for example, I'd be more interested in attending the Japanese VA panel than
Mm,
Charlie Cox. But for
yes,
Amy, I feel like she will be more interested with Charlie Cox than the Japanese VA. So it works out
exactly.
well for us. That's just how it is. So
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't attend the panel because I was like, Amy, just do your thing. Go. I'll just eat in peace. So then rushed back to the MEFCC for the
For the
film
F part.
competition for the F part. And it was really good, like we saw the 8 films,
That were
like
shortlisted.
yeah,
Yeah.
shortlisted out of 60,
Yeah.
60 or
Yeah.
40, I forgot. But yeah.
I think it was 60. And honestly, like a lot of the films were brilliant. I have my favorites from those
I
films.
really like the customer service. Like I even
Yeah.
told you the way that the sound was edited, the suspense part. You will really feel the suspense.
Mm.
And like even though the film was in Arabic, I never really had issues in watching, international films like Hello Japanese anime. subtitles, So yeah, it was really a really good film. Like it really
Yeah.
deserves the number one spot. I mean, no offense to you, Amy, but
No. I completely agree. No, and obviously, as someone who makes films, it's you're not just going to like, there
support
and
your
feel,
own. Yeah,
yeah, and be like, oh, I deserve to win. No, obviously, you're also watching to learn some things from other people and to also obviously criticize your own work as compared to other people's
others.
works,
Yeah,
because that's the only way you're gonna learn and make and do things better. And I think customer service really, really did a good job. So yeah, like personally for me, not in any particular order, and I'm sure the judges had a really hard time, picking who the winners would be. But my personal picks, obviously aside from my own, like obviously I'm gonna support my film, right? But like customer service, the keyboard, and I know that okay, so with the keyboard, okay, I just want I have the people commenting. All right. So when they announce the shortlist, I feel like this is going to be a long episode because there's a lot of things to like say. Okay. So when the shortlist came out, I was really annoyed by all the comments that was like, how dare you accept AI schlop? Yada, da, da, da. Like, there's a part of me that wanted to like get in and reply on those comments and just like troll on these people because it's like, are you being for real right now? Like, first of all, it's not a poster competition; it's a film competition. Yeah, like let's let's not like go and be like, oh, how dare you use AI? And like, second of all, it's very different from a big studio or like Hollywood, like
yeah.
cutting costs and saying, I'm going to lay off all of these designers, I'm going to lay off all of these animators, all of these artists, just so we can
For
use
AI,
AI. This is a person who we don't know what their budget looks like, because for me, for my film, I didn't have a budget. That it was like an almost zero budget. Like I don't have money, guys. Like it was a very collaborative effort. And it's like, okay, well, I can't really do this. So, we don't know the situation of the person in the keyboard at that time. Maybe AI was something that he just had to resort to. Second, maybe it was related to the film because we didn't know. There were no captions describing what the films were about.
yeah, yeah.
What if it was a mislead? What if the story was about AI? What if the story was, there could have been many reasons why it was an AI poster. And it's like, it's a very different reason to like, hey, we just need a poster. Because I was also only called to provide the poster one day before the announcement.
Mm.
So if
You had to think fast.
you have to think fast, and like, I mean, I didn't have a poster. I don't know if the keyboard person had no poster. And so now that I know that he's a professor, I don't think he would have as much time as you think he does to, just like, oh,
Create
let me
a
just
poster.
create a poster. And it's just for an announcement post. Like, okay, fine. Third, like, really, you're not taking away from anyone else
True.
in this situation. You're really, really not.
Because like the
And
film itself didn't use AI anyway.
the film
Like
itself didn't
yeah,
use AI. Like, and
it's
there
just
was
the
one
poster.
exactly, and there was one comment that was like, no, but the posters are like the first thing that you see to see if like a film is good or not. Okay, that doesn't make sense because a lot of Hollywood posters use AI. You should be mad at that. And second, that's something you should be mad at because they're actually taking away from people with jobs. Because like, that's their actual
They have a
job. That's their
budget.
actual line of work. They have a budget and they're not using actual people, they're using AI. And second of all, that's really not true. Like, could you imagine, like, being at the Academy Awards, right? And then, like, some other film gets best film instead of, let's say, film A was a really good film, but had a crappy poster. And then film B had the beautiful poster, but was not that great of a film. And then when you talk about it, and then the judges would be like, oh no, because your poster, your poster wasn't it. It didn't pass the vibe check, so we couldn't give you best film. Like, that's so stupid. So for me, I had a lot of like when I saw those comments about the keyboard, then, oh my god, it's AI schlop. Like shut up, honestly.
I remember sharing you the screenshots, like, "Ooh, Amy, look at this!" It's like screenshotting each and every comment, and then she told me the exact same thing right now
Yeah.
at
And
that
I will
time.
fight
So
you. Like whoever starts commenting, oh my god, AV, like shut up. I will fight with you.
we're too broke to think of a poster, and we don't have time.
What do you think we are? But anyway, yeah. So here's a
Okay.
very fun fact I found out last night. The director of the keyboard is a professor, and
Mhm.
his student was the director of customer service, who did it
Wow.
as part of their class.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
cool.
So it's a very proud moment for a professor as well, right? For your student to surpass you in that sense.
But wait, I really feel like I cannot be a film judge because I didn't like the keyboard. I was telling Amy, is it just me? Is my humor really that bad or am I dumb? Like I'm not I mean, okay, cinematography wise it's good, like really well, the video and all. And I just didn't like that almost half of the films have this inner child whatever problem. Like, oh, I see my younger self. Like 5 out of 8 films has that, like really can't think of anything else. Like it's always the internal trauma. And I didn't like. I forgot which film was it. The one that is telling you the story, the lesson at the end. It's like the one we learned in uni before the vocame part.
Bokame. I mean,
I
all of
forgot
them
what
had,
vocame means, but yeah,
yeah. It's sort of like so Bokame. I also forgot the full meaning, but it's sort of like here is the lesson at the end,
yeah,
and it's not subtle. It's like this is very in your face. Like this is the
yeah.
lesson that you have to learn. No, I don't remember which film.
I'm trying to remember what vocame means because like it was taught to us in uni that you should end the film with a lesson, like very much Attack on Titan ending. Telling you what is the destruction, the cycle will repeat, the cycle of pain, blah blah blah. It's like very
Yeah.
Naruto, with the
Yeah.
talk no jutsu part, that instead of showing us the story, they will tell you like, oh,
Yeah.
this is why we avoid bullying because it hurts other people. Like,
Mm.
I don't like that kind of film. So yeah.
Yeah. No, for me, like I said, I wouldn't say anything in order, but the keyboard is like, for me, it was up very, very much up there, like more
Mm.
than customer service. I mean, like in terms of, I guess, production and clean work. But what I found really cool about customer service, I think they are only a two-man prod. I think I
Wow.
could be very wrong. I could be wrong, but like when you consider that, it's like wow, okay, yeah, that's like really really cool.
Mm.
And but yeah, like so in no particular order, my favorites were the keyboard, customer service, and strengthen our roots. And I also like want to give a like big shout out to Queen of Upholstery because it was the only
Yeah.
documentary, and uh, it was very clean work because we've done documentaries before, Vivs and I,
Yeah.
and documentaries are very difficult to do because first of all, it's not planned. Like a lot of these things are guerrilla shoots. You can't tell people to stop their day and like, hey, this is your whole agenda and I'm gonna shoot it. No, like that's not how it works. You're there to guerrilla shoot whatever is happening, and then yeah, okay, the interviews are planned, but that's pretty much it. But you can't also control what they're gonna
What's
say,
gonna happen? Yeah.
what's gonna happen, and also you have to consider there's so much noise outside. It's You have to make sure your audio is clean. You have to really make sure all your shots are great. And she really did a lot of very visually appealing shots for someone
True.
that was shooting a documentary. And she provided like very clean work even
And it's
compared to,
interesting.
yeah,
It's
and
really
it was
interesting.
very clean work even compared to other films that, and it's like I said, it's harder with a documentary because films, it's a controlled environment.
Mhm.
Like you can control your audio in this particular environment because you've probably booked the space. It could be indoors. A lot of the films were indoors. So considering all of that, like Queen of Upholstery did a very good job. Mm.
Imagine you already shot in the studio and your audio is still bad. I don't know, man. Audio is still not sync. I mean, I'm not a film expert, but That's something I learned in uni, learning about film, that at least you have to make sure that your audio and video is synced. But anyway,
Mm, yeah.
I don't know which film
So
was that. I forgot. But yeah.
yeah, but yeah, like those were the standouts for me. Obviously, the other films that were there, they also did a really good job. Like Once Upon a Time also deserved best cinematography because they couldn't repeat awards, which I don't agree with. Like
Yeah, which is dumb.
yeah, I wouldn't mind if like one film had best editor, best director, and best film. Like that's just how it is.
Yeah,
But I
even
mean,
in the Paramount film competition, right? They
mm,
had repeats.
so, and I mean, the thing is, what happened with this film competition is they didn't have many awards. It was literally just three. I mean, technically four because there's best film, but those were like three other awards for best film. But they only had best cinematography, best director, and best editing. So it's kind of like, okay, let's just disperse it as much as possible. Because if there was like a bigger awards list, then I think they would have been more willing
Double.
to
Yeah.
double down on like awards. I
But
just think
I don't
that
know.
I just
There
think
were
that
only 8 films and then
mm,
6 winners. Like,
yeah,
I mean, it's a it's a competition at the end of the day.
it's
You
a
cannot make
competition.
everyone win.
And I think that's part of trying to make judging fair. The judging is only fair if you give it to people who deserve certain awards and not just give it for the sake of giving it, you know?
I'm
But
not
yeah,
gonna
I'm
say
really
anything, but there's one film, at least in my head, that I feel like didn't deserve the award. I'm not
yeah.
gonna say which one it is, but even me as an audience, I was like, this is it.
But again, film is subjective, I guess.
That's why I said I cannot be a film judge because I didn't like the keyboard, right?
Yeah, but I
Again,
love the keyboard.
it's yeah, but
Yeah.
for me, I literally whispered to Amy. I said, "Am I dumb?" Like I told her as well that I cannot be a film judge because I'm not good
mm,
at it, or like my tastes are different from other people.
mm,
Technicality wise, yes. Cinematography wise, yes, it was good, but the story itself, I just didn't like the inner
mm.
child monologue all over again after watching like
Yeah.
5 other films doing the same. So like,
Yeah, I really feel like it should have ended. Spoiler alert! I'll just say like at the beach before the inner monologue thing. I feel
uh
like it should have just ended there. Like it would have been more poetic if it ended there, for me.
yeah. So that's why don't trust my tastes in
or
film. I have a very
or
questionable, huh?
or trust her, or you can trust it because sometimes there are things that are objective. Like she can point out when technicality wise things are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
just that it's like there's a better way of doing a story without always having that inner child and then there's a child literally appearing on screen. Anyhow, moving
yeah.
on. So yeah,
Moving on.
congratulations again, Amy, for your film,
Yeah.
for winning the best in editing, because you guys really deserve it. Like the way that you guys did the film, Nico's hard work, Josh, Karen, and Alice.
Ali's
I didn't
drawing.
know that those were Ali's drawing. Like honestly, I was
Yeah.
surprised.
Yeah.
And
Ali, we've had an
good thing
episode
you
with.
didn't use stock footages because like they
Yeah.
look like stock footages, honestly. It's like, Amy, why? Don't you have a budget to hire someone who can draw? But yeah.
Yeah, no, his drawings were beautiful. They were really good. Like, we had an episode with Ali before, so like you should check it out. Like, you would not assume that he did the drawings. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not saying that he doesn't look like an artist, but he just like he's very focused on Gundam.
Girl,
the
when you even said, "Oh, Ali made the drawings," it's like, which Ali? He's not the first person that came into my mind because I was like, who?
like I know he's a good photographer, but I didn't
I
know
didn't know.
who. Yeah. Oh, okay. But yeah, like
Ah, yeah,
he
but
takes.
makes sense because like the way he takes Gundam photos. So
Yeah.
yeah, okay, makes sense.
But it's not necessarily you know how to draw because for me, like you can say, oh, Amy makes films, but I cannot draw for shit. Like make me draw a stick man, I can't.
And girl, the way you told me that you cannot take good photos, but
Yeah,
you're in film. I mean, Amy, how come?
that's why I don't do invest in cinematography. I never do. No, 'cause really, like when we were brainstorming, right? My cinematographer was like, "Okay, how are you envisioning it?" I'm like, honestly, they're just sitting down and talking. Like, I don't know what else you want me to say.
Fair, fair. Okay, fair. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was day one. Oh, Trina's 10 years was also in
Oh
day one.
yeah, the
Yeah,
opening party.
yes.
Yeah, it was so
So,
cool.
yeah. So Trina has been a DJ for MEFCC for 10 years, and it was her 10th year this year.
Yeah,
So,
and
yeah.
we had to rush from the film competition to the
True.
festival plaza. No, because it was at the same time. No, not at the same time, but like there's a gap of 30 minutes.
Mm,
That I think the festival plaza starts at 8:30 and your film ends at 9, something like that, or 10. I forgot.
mm,
But yeah,
yeah.
there's a 30-minute gap, so I was feeling bad, Amy. We had to rush, and I felt bad because I know that you were talking to the other filmmakers and stuff, doing
Yeah.
networking. And I was like, Amy, we have to go to the festival plaza.
Yeah,
So
we have
yeah,
to
it
run
was
and
really
support
cool.
Trina.
So that was cool. That was a fun way to end day one of
Yeah.
MEFCC. And then what else did we do? You had your dinner
I had my
afterwards.
dinner. I finally ate.
Yeah. After the sandwich in the morning.
I mean, the good thing is I don't really. So when I'm busy, I don't really eat, which is really bad because it affects other people. Like when we did my Taylor Swift birthday shoot, it really slipped my mind that hey, the two people with me, which were Vivs and Casey, they didn't eat yet. They're
Girl,
like really hungry.
imagine, not only hungry, there's no water.
Oh yeah,
Not
because it was
even
also
water.
Ramadan. It was Ramadan as well, so they couldn't just buy snacks or buy water anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because, okay, just a fun fact. We did a shoot in which park? I forgot.
Creek Park.
Creek Park. And then we were like, oh yeah, we will just buy water and some drinks there and some food because we were meeting up in Dera. Yeah. And
Mm,
then we went there. We had a shoot. We went at 8 a.m., I think.
mm,
And it was Ramadan. The cafes were closed. Nothing was open. So we're like, Amy, I'm really hungry.
yeah.
I'm really thirsty. And she's like, la 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 la. I was like,
The thing didn't tell me until I was like 4. And then it was like, oh, okay, yeah, we should go.
I was like, at least water.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
so
because we didn't.
thirsty.
True, because we didn't expect it to be closed, first of all. Because,
Mm.
like, a lot of restaurants are open and, like, the park is a public space. So we thought it would be open.
Yeah, but it
And
wasn't.
we had a
So
tent. So we were thinking, oh, we can just eat and drink inside the tent. But it turned out it was closed as well.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that was the horror of working with Amy during Ramadan. We
Mm,
forgot to eat. She
yeah.
doesn't eat, so we didn't eat too.
Yeah. Oh, but for my film, right? They loved me so much because I brought a lot of food. Like even at the end, there was still a lot of food.
Mm,
Karen and Josh ended up having to give it to like the security guards in their building because there
mm.
was just so much food. But I didn't eat the entire day for that either.
Okay, yeah. You
Yeah.
and your eating habits. Okay, let's go to day two.
Day
Yeah.
two.
So I think we woke up. No, we slept maybe 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was still early, like 12. And then we had to wake up at around 8 because I was telling Amy that I need to do my makeup and stuff. And I told her I always take a long time doing my makeup, especially the eyelashes part, because it's
Mm,
really hard for me to fix my eyelash. And all this time, I found out that it's not a skill issue, it's a glue issue. The glue that I've
yeah.
been using has been so shit. Because, see, the thing is, I have two glues. Actually, I have
Mm,
three, and none of them are sticking properly. So the
mm,
whole time I was thinking that I'm just dumb in putting up, fake lashes and stuff. But apparently, no. You gave me your glue and it's like, tick. It's like,
yeah.
wow, wow, amazing.
Yeah, that was so weird. I even had it because, like, when I was packing my things, I still had the glue in my suitcase, and then I was
From the
like,
Taylor Swift photo shoot, right? That
yes,
I
from the
told you to
theater.
buy
Yes,
just in
for the
case.
glitters, but then we
Yes.
didn't end up using it, and it was still in my bag. And then I was like, "Oh, well," I was about to remove it. I was like, "I don't really use this. Why would I? I don't use fake lashes. Even for the shoot, it wasn't for fake lashes. It was for the glitter, which ended up
Yeah.
sticking without it, so it's fine." But then I was like, let me." I don't know why, but a voice inside said, "You have to bring
Just
it.
bring it.
Just bring it."
And I like how all of the makeup that you've used during the Taylor Swift shoot ended up becoming mine.
Yeah, because I
Because you're
really
like,
I was like, I don't use this. I really don't. Like you would use it more than me. And I still have the hair extensions, by the way, which I said like I really won't use this. I still have it here. I don't know.
yeah,
It ended yeah. So I was like, no, this is I'll just give it to her because there's probably like having an anime or gaming character with blonde hair with blue streaks is not a very far fetched thing to think about.
true, true. Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
Yeah, easy. Blonde, blue streaks at the end, Harley Quinn. That's it.
exactly.
So yeah, what else? So I had to do my boa costume on day 2. We were up from 8, but I finished my makeup at 12.
Because of the
Imagine.
eyelashes.
No, I swear it's an hour, right? I'm not joking.
Yes.
This is not exaggeration. Exaggeration. Amy really did see how I was struggling with the eyelash extension. So she was like, just use mine. And I used it. I was like, oh my God, heaven sent. Like, oh shucks, just one. That's it.
Thank you, day
So
to day.
yeah, thank you day to day. And then I think our agenda for day 2 was photo with Nami, which is number 1. That's why I asked you as well to wear your Luffy outfit
Mm,
because he didn't want to be in costume. But I was like, Amy, please, we're taking a photo with Nami on Saturday. Let's please wear it. And you forgot 2 things: your hat and your shoes for Luffy.
yeah, yeah. That's why if you see the photos, I'm wearing my boots.
Yeah.
Someone commented on that, by the way, but then
Oh,
I
really?
didn't. Yeah, I didn't really clarify. I was just like a laugh emoji. I just
What
let it
what did they
be.
say?
No, they just commented like, oh, those boots are like they really add to like your height or something. It was very unrelated, but the fact that they probably looked at the boots and thought, doesn't suit, but they didn't say it.
Yeah. Yeah, because she forgot
Mm,
the shoes and she packed it all last minute. Because I think we were both packing up last minute, right? For
yeah,
MEFCC, like we packed the morning before, literally the
this
morning
morning.
before
Yeah,
we leave. Yeah, so that's why we forgot a lot of things. And then after the photo with Nami, you also had to borrow a straw hat from
yeah.
Enigma TV.
Enigma TV, who's these are our only interactions with Enigma TV. One was they were part of the influencer showdown, so we were
Yeah.
in competition with them for the Otaku Emmy influencer showdown, and we never spoke or anything. It was like
Yeah.
we know your
Just followed. Yeah, yeah.
existence. That's it. And the second was when we did the Naruto quiz, and they were part of the quiz.
Yeah.
These are only interactions. We've never spoken before. We know of each other's existence, but that's as far as that went. But then, see,
So the day before, I asked you, girl, just try to borrow a straw hat from anyone you know. Like maybe we have friends, like
mm,
maybe Ali has, something
not
like
the day
that.
before. It was the morning. The morning
Yeah, the
itself.
morning
While you,
before.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, like
yeah,
just borrow from someone. And
yeah.
then we were trying to borrow to look for someone, but we couldn't. And then we ended up seeing the Enigma TV booth. And I said, oh, they have a straw hat. Amy, what do you think?
And then I was like, oh, see, so the dynamic Vibson I have is I'm like a Pokemon, okay? She's just like, Amy, you go. Because, like, for example, when it comes to talking to people, I'm very bad at names and faces. I don't mean to be rude to anyone if I don't recognize you. I'm just really bad. So at faces and names, like, tell me to describe a person, I'll just be like, he has hair, you know? So, and Vibs is very good at that. So she'll be like, oh, that's blah 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 blah. So I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. So I do the talking because she's also very introverted and I'm the
Yeah.
extroverted from the two of us.
I
So
cannot
she's
talk for the life of me. Like even if I know you, even if I see you in events, no.
if even to talk to the receptionist of the hotel, you know.
Even calling food for delivery, I swear. If there's a WhatsApp option, I will WhatsApp. I will never call. I swear. So
She's
that's
like,
why. That's
Amy, go. So then she spots the hat because she didn't want me to buy another hat because she has a hat at home. I have a hat at home. Like it would be like we would just be spending for the photo, you know,
which is like another
and
40, 50 dirhams.
maybe
Which
even more because
yeah,
it's a con.
yeah.
So like she's like she spotted that like Enigma TV had a hat, and then she's like they have a straw hat. And then I'm like maybe I can borrow it. And then she's like, girl, I've never spoken to them before. What are you? I'm like desperate times need desperate measures.
So I was like, Amy, go. She's
Go.
like my Pokemon. Go. Just throw
Go.
him.
You because when we were walking on the way to the hotel, on the way to the venue, I told Vibs, oh, you know, it would be a really cool photo with Emily Rudd if she allows the Luffy seat. So the
Yeah.
hat was important, okay?
It's a make or break, you know?
So then I go to the Enigma TV booth and I'm like, hi. And he's like, hello. Like, you know, he's probably gonna entertain me because I want to buy something. And then I'm like, I have a huge, huge favor to ask of you. And then he's like, okay, like the most calm, like, okay, like, girl, like,
Just tell
you can
me.
just tell me, like, okay. I'm like, no, but really, like, it's a huge favor. He's like, okay, like, go on. Can I borrow the straw hat? And then he's like, okay. And then I was the one that went, wait, are you sure? Because I know it's a huge favor. He's like, it's okay. Like, just borrow that. He's like, it's okay.
Mm,
It's okay. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I'll return it, please. It's just for a photo. It's just for a photo. He's like, it's okay. It's okay. So yeah,
yeah. And then
I think
we
my
ended
TV is
up,
super cool.
yeah, true. With only those two prior interactions, or
Yeah.
not even a full on interaction, they let you borrow the straw hat. And then we lined up for the photo with Nami. Is there anything that stands out? Ah, just the queue. That
Yeah.
they're not letting us queue, even though we had the media pass and a speaker badge, which
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. And we missed the panel, the Andrew Garfield panel, because we didn't
Yeah.
know that it was at 1 p.m. and we were
Mm.
only prepared to go for Nami's photo, which is at 2 p.m. So when we
Mm.
arrived, we missed the panel, and I felt so bad because I was like, oh my God, I didn't note it down in our schedule that we should have had went out earlier. It's because of those freaking eyelashes. So yeah, so we had to queue, even
Mm.
though they were so freaking confused whether to let us queue where because of the passes. And
Mm.
then Emily Rudd was so nice. Like when she saw us, she was so excited because obviously I think I came in first. She saw my Boa Hancock costume. She was
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God, you look so gorgeous!" It's like, "No, you're the one who's gorgeous." She's like, "Oh, shut up! It's you're the one who's looking amazing." She's
Mm.
like that, and then what did she say about the Nami pose? Ah, you said, "Can we do the Nami pose, the help me pose?"
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she dropped on the floor. I was like, "Holy shucks!" She
She's like,
sat on
okay.
the floor.
Yeah. Like, no, but so she's super cool. Like, you can tell, like, she's a huge fan of the show. That's number one. Because, like,
Yeah,
she immediately recognized Boa when she entered. Like, oh my God. Like, the way that she went, oh my God. And then, like,
yeah,
the second, like, she's just such a cool person. Like, literally, we were like, wait. Can we do the Nami pose? And she's like, okay. And then she just dropped on the floor and then acted, like,
yeah.
for the
Like on
camera.
cue.
We're like, okay, wow.
And see, for me, it was a big deal that she was sitting on the floor. Like she
Yeah,
didn't even
yeah,
hesitate. Like others
yeah,
might say, like, oh, okay, like just will crouch and do the pose and stuff.
yeah,
But
yeah,
no,
yeah.
she literally sat and
Yeah.
her face, like immediately on cue, I was like, oh my God, she's really a good actress. Like,
She's an amazing actress,
yeah,
and she deserves so many more projects.
yeah.
Cause yeah, she's a really cool person.
And I think you
Yeah.
told me that when she was originally casted as Nami, you didn't see why she was
Mm,
casted. But when we saw her in person, you told me, you whispered to me that, okay, now I get it why she was casted as Nami, because she really
yeah,
looks the part,
yeah,
like in person it's a completely different vibe.
yeah. I feel like on screen it doesn't translate as well as it does in real life. Like if you see her in real life, you would not hesitate to think like this is Nami. There's no one else that could play Nami.
True. Yeah, so she was really cool, and we only had few seconds to take the photos because they're rushing us, like, oh, next. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was, and I was so pissed because I wasn't ready for my pose.
No,
Like
but you look
literally,
nice in it.
yeah, but the photographer just kept on snapping photos. Like, can you please wait? Calm down. And then all I had to, because we were talking about what pose are we gonna do with Emily Rudd, right? Which is
Yeah,
do
yeah.
the help
The
me pose, and
Luffy. Yeah.
I was thinking of doing a heart pose with Nami, the like this one, the powers
Mm,
of Boa, but we couldn't because the photographer just keeps on flashing us with the lights and stuff. So I was like, let's just do a heart pose. So
mm.
yeah, she did that. She was pretty cool. And then, as usual, you forgot your stuff. You were already walking towards the queue for the photos. Like, girl, our stuff. You're like, oh yeah, yeah. It's like, okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
What else? What else happened? Vicious performance happened after the Nami photo,
Yeah.
but there was a panel at the
For
same
Palpatine.
time, which for Palpatine. So Amy as well didn't go to Vicious performance. She
Yeah.
stayed with the panel, and I had to rush to the festival plaza
Mm.
for Vish. And then what else happened that day?
Yeah, no,
What else?
Ian's also like really cool. I really enjoyed his panel. Whatever his role is in Star Wars, complete opposite. And he was joking around like, "Oh, you don't know me. What if I really am evil?"
Mm.
Like he's really, really funny in real life. I really enjoyed his panel.
Yeah, which I didn't get to see photos of because again, it's
Mm.
not allowed. But anyway,
Yeah,
besides the point. After Vicious performance, I'm just trying to remember what else did we do. I think I had no. I remember we had to go back to the hotel.
yeah. I wasn't
No,
feeling well. Day two.
no. Okay, yeah. Before that, we took my photos, my boa
Mm.
photos.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like girl, might as well take as many as we can because
Yes.
I spent so much time and effort to fit Boa's costume nicely, and
Yeah.
I did get a lot of compliments with the photos and how I did the Boa costume because like they were
Because
saying that
boa really suits you. It really, really does. Really, like I will repeat this as many times as possible. So last year when she did Nico Robin, I was already in Amazon Lily Arc.
yeah,
Okay, and
and
then
I was just in time for any slobby at that
mm,
time.
and I was telling her, girl, you need to cosplay Boa Hancock. For me, she looks like you. And she's like, well, I don't cosplay anyone that I haven't, like, I don't cosplay a character I haven't
Yeah.
seen yet, or I haven't watched or played or whatever. And then I'm like, okay, but like, do it one day because she really, really looks like you.
Yeah, so Amy was the one pushing me to do Boa Hancock, and I was like, okay, let's see, because I feel like she's too, I don't know how to explain, because like she is the epitome of beauty in One Piece, right? So it's like a huge thing. I was like, girl, are you sure? Because like, I mean, this is Boa. So when I saw Boa, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna cosplay because she's really a fun character,
Yeah.
like the way that she's a strong woman, but then Luffy's like, oh, Luffy, like that. So she was really nice. So I said to myself that I really need to suit her look and how she looks like, cause that's why I did the diet and stuff, the workout, and I did lose weight for the costume, and yeah, so I was getting a lot of praise of how I nailed the look, how it was really a boa look. So yeah, I was really happy with how it turned out. After taking the photos, you lost the photo that we had with Nami,
Yeah. The physical
which is
copy.
yeah. So the thing is, last year they only even though we came in group, they only gave us one photo per artist, which is Iñaki and Taz, and I kept both photos. And then this time, I think they upgraded in a sense that even if you're in a group, you can get one copy each. So for me, I had mine, Amy had hers, but after taking my photos of wearing boa Hancock, we left our stuff near that porch.
Mm.
That's where you lost the photo.
Yeah. We tried looking for it because it really, I don't know. I feel like it should have just been there with all of our stuff, but it wasn't. So yeah, we were really sad because obviously, like, although we had the soft copy and you can always print
Yeah,
a
yeah.
physical copy, but it's kind of like it's the principle of the matter, or it's like that's the memorabilia from the actual day. It's like yes, you can have another one, but it's not the same. So that's when geeksters come in. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Because see, the thing is, while we were looking for the photo, we saw a lot of our friends, right?
mm,
Like we saw Jinzo. We met a few more people like Starkey, Omar
the
cosplay,
TCG
TCG
archive, yeah.
guy,
Mm.
yeah. What do you call this? Professor Orange. That's what
Yes,
his
Professor
Instagram is, which
Orange.
we finally found out what this is Instagram, which is another backstory from the Naruto quiz. But yeah, we met a lot of people while looking for it, and at the same time, we met them, the Geeksters, and I really don't know her name. I just know her as Silver Line something. This is the problem with me. I only know people from their Instagram accounts. I don't know their
Yeah,
real names, which you. You're my witness, Amy, that this has
yeah.
happened to me many times. I only know your Instagram. I don't know your real name. That's how I associate you. So I know her as Silver and Geekster.
Mm.
I don't know their names. So they saw us because I've been chatting with Silver, which how I am usually. I chat with people on Instagram, but when it's in real life, I forget their names. But yeah, so we saw them, and then we were both upset that time because of the photo, and then they said, "Oh, maybe you can have it reprinted, and you can still get a copy of it." But I think we were also rushing to go back because you were not feeling well, and I also wanted to change because the boa
Mm.
costume is a bit too fit for me. So yeah, we were both upset when we were taking photos with them. We also saw a few more people from the UAE group that we made,
Mm.
and that's where they came in because they really tried to help us find the photo. Like, thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
And
Till the last day.
till the last day, and I even cried the next day, right, when we went to their booth and they told
Yeah.
us that they are really searching for it. They asked if we can get it pre-printed, if we have the ticket number, and I just couldn't help it, but I cried because, like,
Yeah.
why are you guys so nice like that?
Yeah. True.
Yeah. Because, like, it's one thing to offer help, and it's another thing if you are actually helping, because, like,
Mm.
I'm not saying it's wrong to be polite, to say that, oh, we tried helping, we tried looking, it didn't work. But until the very end of day 3, they were calling us while we were in an interview, which we will say it later, but, like, we couldn't pick up their call because we were in an interview, and I felt so touched.
Mm.
Yeah, that they were really, really trying to help. It was your photo. What else can you say?
That was pretty much it. Like, because for me, like, I'll be sad, but I
You can
get
get
over
over
things
it.
very,
Yeah.
yeah, I get over things really quickly. Like, for Viv, I know she was sad. I think she's still sad. But yeah, but for me, it was kind of like, when I couldn't find it, I was like, it's fine. Like, we have a soft copy. And she was like, no, we need to look for it. I was like, girl, it's fine. Like, we're both tired. Let's go to the hotel. It's okay. It's not there. She's like, no, no, no. We really have to look for it. And so when we met other people, it was the same reaction. Like, oh, it's okay. You at least have the soft copy. But these two were really like at the same level as Viv's of like, we need to look for this. Like, this is this is a piece
Important.
of
Yeah.
like, it's a memory piece, right? It's of something that you got from this event. Like, yes, you have a soft copy that proves it's real, but it's still having that physical thing from the actual place. It's kind of like when I don't know, let's say you buy a figure or a pop or something and it gets signed by the actual artist. It's a different feeling than you just
Buying another one.
buying another
Yeah.
one that's signed anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's sort of the thought process of it. So it was really touching to have those kinds of people, or like to witness those kinds of people, especially in this day and age, I guess.
Yeah. That really cares, and that really
Yeah.
wants to help. So thank you so much for
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So after that, we went back to the hotel. You had to take rest for a while because you weren't
Mm.
feeling well. So I went back as a normie to the event. I changed, and then I saw a few friends. We took selfies, and when I posted it on social media, people were telling me, "You look tired." It's like, yeah, I know, I know, right? Because, like, from boa to normal,
Oh.
like, we took selfies, right, and then we posted it, and then I posted a selfie of me looking like, half alive. Yeah. So I'm sorry. I think Trina was performing again on the second day. I was in the festival plaza. I was just watching while you were
Mm.
at the hotel resting. I also had dinner that time. I went back to the hotel because I wanted to check up on you, and you haven't eaten anything yet. So I think we went down to buy something to eat.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we bought something to eat because I don't think you could go back to the venue anymore. Or I think you did go back, but at the same time we also had to leave anyway because, like, it's
Yeah.
also getting late. So we went down to what do you call this? Grandiose, the
Yeah.
supermarket right beside, and then that's when we got the call that, hey, we're hanging out afterwards. Do you guys want to come?
Most people were there, like,
Yeah.
everyone that we knew and stuff. So it kind of like, be here.
And good thing we went there because we practiced with Jason for the panel the
Exactly.
next day. It's like, shit. We haven't. He hasn't even seen the guide questions that we sent him like 2 weeks back. It's like,
He was
yeah. So
busy.
that's
He was
why.
busy, like, as
Yeah.
an exhibitor in the Japanese village. And he had two
Booth.
booths to take
Yeah.
care of. Yeah, he was like, every time we saw him, I haven't seen the questions yet. It's like, Jason, like, and when we say every time we see him, we literally saw him every single day because he
Yeah.
was at the event.
And
Like,
he
Jason.
doesn't. He will only just say hi to us like this, and then his mind looks like he's
It's
wandering.
gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's dead.
Because yeah, like you could really see that he was so busy, but at least it was very successful for him.
Yeah,
Like this
true.
MEFCC. Like I'm sure he's very, very happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, also they had cake for Trina for the
The
DJing.
10
Yeah,
years.
the 10-year anniversary, which is a big feat to accomplish,
Mm,
10 years.
exactly.
It's not a joke. It's a long amount of time to be
Mm-hmm.
doing that. Yeah, and then we went back to the hotel, and I was like, Amy, my social battery is almost dead. I'll just stay for a few more minutes and then I'll go. You stay. I don't know
Mm.
what time you went home. I was like,
I
dead.
was like, I don't know. I don't see. So she's like, I left at 3, but I'm like, no, I think we left at 4. And she's like, I don't. She said she left at 3:30, and then I said, no, I think we left at 4. I left at 4 when everyone decided to go home. But she's like, there's no way that it was only a 30-minute gap. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. Because I wasn't looking at the time, but I'm pretty sure it was 4. Just an assumption.
Okay, fine. So she went back at 4, and then we had to wake up again at 8 a.m. It was also our last day in the hotel, so we had to pack up our stuff.
Hmm.
And obviously, I was doing my last cosplay for the day, which is Amane Misa, which is good
Yeah.
because I can just wear it casually even after the
Mm.
con, because I don't need my luggage at that point. So we had to leave our luggage somewhere. And Amy, again, as my Pokemon, I threw her to the reception. I was like, Amy, do your thing. Because I don't know where we're gonna leave our luggages.
Yeah, we just needed to leave it for an hour and
Yeah.
take it to Kevin's car because it was, Kevin's car that we needed to put the bags in.
Yeah. True. So
And
that's why.
obviously, because we slept so late, obviously he needed sleep. So it is what
Because
it
he
is.
also he also slept very late because I think they were waiting for a blanket or something.
Yeah, because he was in a, like, yeah, he didn't have a blanket. And obviously, you're going to keep the AC on in the hotel room.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, that's why Kevin was like, "I'm dead, girls. Please call me later." So we just needed a place to leave the luggage for a while. Then we went to the event. What did we do?
we shot our content.
Yeah, shot our content. No, I was pissed at the pasta. I will forever remember that pasta, I swear. When we were in the hotel, you had breakfast because you bought it the night before, right?
Yeah.
Alongside the dinner. I didn't eat anything
Mm,
for breakfast. We slept late. We woke up at 8. I didn't eat
yeah.
anything until 1, and I was already hungry because I was like I didn't have proper food yet. Even the night before, the after party, I didn't eat
Mm,
anything. I didn't drink. I only drank like one glass. That's it. But I didn't eat anything, so I was really
mm,
hungry. And I was like, now I'm done with boa costume. I can eat. So I was like, let me
mm.
order pasta from the store because that's where I ordered last time as well, and it was nice. When I ordered, the name of the food was red sauce pasta. So I thought it will have red sauce and some meat, some chicken, some whatever. Man, it was literally red sauce pasta. They were not joking. It was just pasta with tomato sauce. Not even salt, not even pepper, not even minced or ground beef. I was like, what the heck is
Cheese.
this? I was
Cheese.
so mad. I was so mad because I never usually complain with food. But that was the first time that I was like, man, this is not worth 45 dirhams. Like,
Yeah. No, because she was also like, because they asked her, do you want to add cheese? And she's like, yeah, fine. And then she was like, can you imagine if I did
imagine if I didn't say yes to that cheese.
it?
Man, it would have been way worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was so upset. And
She was upset.
then
So I
yeah,
got her the shrimp shawmai, was it? I forgot what I
prawn shomai, some
yeah, yeah.
prawn dumpling, yeah. And
Yeah,
then we
prawn.
met few friends while we were eating, which is thankful for that prawn. At least I had something nice. But that pasta was disaster anyway. Yeah, we met few friends while we were eating, and then after that we shot our content because we had no, we didn't shoot yet. We had to prep for the panel.
Oh yeah.
Girl, you
No, I
skipped
like
the
how we
panel.
both forgot. I like how we both forgot though.
Yeah,
What did we
so
do today?
we had to prep for the panel, and then I just felt bad that the panel happened at the same time as the cosplay parade of little things. Because like most of our friends are gonna be attending the cosplay parade, and
Mm.
like more than half of our friends are cosplayers. So I was like,
Yeah.
I cannot ask them to come to the panel if they really want to
Mm.
attend the parade. So I was like, okay, it's fine if they can come, go. If not, it's fine. So I'm
Yeah.
really grateful that there's still few people, honestly, who attended.
Yeah,
I was
because
surprised.
we were really surprised because third day there was not like they didn't have the same crowd as day one and
Second
day
day,
two. It was
yeah,
yeah, especially day two because it was pretty empty third day. Like you could walk freely without anyone blocking your way. So we were expecting our panel to be
just
empty as
friends.
well. Yeah, because again, cosplay event, not many people at the event itself. So it was like, all right, well,
Mm.
but there were like what Viv said, maybe 20, 30 people
Yeah,
in attendance. Like it was like, oh wow, it's a pretty good turnout, like considering. So we were like, oh,
yeah.
we were really happy.
Yeah, and I was so nervous the whole time because, like, obviously it's my first time being on stage in
Mm,
MEFCC. And like you were there previous year, and then Paris was talking to us, telling us what to do. Like, oh, just be normal, say hi,
yeah.
greet the people and everything. And then we had our this one,
Oh yeah, yeah.
so cute. Yeah, we had
Exactly.
this on
Oh
stage.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
And I let you listen to Anthony's voice messages to me last year for any tips and stuff for on stage. I don't
yeah,
know if you got to really listen to it because like I
no,
yeah,
because we didn't have much time.
we
We
didn't have
were
much
pressed.
time.
Yeah. But I did
Yeah.
listen to few, and it's like, oh, I'm so sad I didn't get to meet Anthony like properly because I did meet him for the iftar. And again, me being me, I've been talking to him, chatting with him on Instagram, but then I never really approach people, right? So I don't. We've seen him in the iftar. He said, "I'll get back to you, girls. Okay, like just stay there." And we didn't get to talk to him, and that's my first and last interaction with him. But he's
Mm,
really nice even when we were talking, like he's saying like, oh, your podcast is amazing, blah blah, blah. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like his memory is definitely something that lives on, especially for con goers. So yeah, like he's really was a big part of it for years. So, and I'm sure many people were grateful for it.
Yeah, and he's really such a nice person. So
Yeah.
that's why when you and Kevin were talking about him, I couldn't help but cry because like I didn't know him personally. I know I might be overreacting, but like it's different when you're hearing other people talk about a nice person. It just really
Mm.
touches you in a different way. And I think I was just emotional the whole 3 days of MEFCC in general. That's why my tear ducts were like working overtime. It's like every small thing, like that. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's all after the panel. That's when we shot the vlog content.
Yeah.
Because
It
I
was so
don't
funny
remember.
though.
Wait. Before we continue with the vlog, yeah, thank you so much, Jason, for being our guest for the panel. Because we had a lot of things that we prepared for it, but they wanted, I think, the Sunday to be family day. So yeah. So thank you, Jason, for being our guest. And I
Yeah.
really love the story that he told us on stage about about Japan, obviously, and like the places he visited, how he got immersed into the culture. Because him being Canadian or Japanese Canadian, it wasn't easy as well. Even though you're already Japanese, but you don't speak the language natively. So yeah,
Yeah. Exactly. And it was funny that like after the panel, both of you were like you blanked out. You both were like, I don't remember anything I said on that stage.
I swear, my mind was flying. It's like, yeah, but we managed. We pulled it through. Like, who would know?
How would they know?
Yeah, how will they know? Yeah, so good. So yeah, what else? Then after that, we started shooting the video content, which is you guys will find out soon enough what it is. But it was a
Yeah.
fun video. Anything you want to add onto that?
Day three. Well, the end of day three was us
Ah,
interviewing Ash the Hero, which was the final performance. Oh no, not really the final performance. It was the second to the last performance. But
mm-hmm.
they were the Japanese band that performed on the festival stage. And they're really cool. And like they're cool on stage and behind the scenes. Like
Like
they're
when
really
I
chill.
say cool, yeah, chill. Like, like, yeah, high five, like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the feedback that we got was that they really enjoyed our interview with them, because they really
Hmm.
did like the questions that we gave and stuff. So it was really touching that that's how
Yeah.
they felt. Because of course, like, can you imagine, like, it's our first time like being able to interview sort of celebrities in that sense, and then you go and then they go, oh well, that kind of sucked.
Yeah. Who are these girls? Like, I
Who
mean,
they like, why did, like they would talk to their manager after and be like, why would you make us talk to these girls, like, like, who, why would you do that, who are they, so
yeah.
it was nice that the feedback that we got was, oh, they really enjoyed your questions and they enjoyed the interview as well, like you did a good job. So it's like, okay, thank you so much.
And I think the good thing about Ash the Hero is that they're really anime fans. That's why
Yeah.
they enjoyed the event so much. And at the same time, I was still wearing my Misa costume that time.
Mm.
So I think it helped that they are that kind of people. Because like for example, when we talked to Akeboshi last time,
Mm.
he's not a fan of Naruto. He's not a fan of anime. When we asked him
Yeah.
who's your favorite character in Naruto, he was just like, Naruto. I haven't watched the show. So like I mean, like that's why it's pretty cool that Ash the Hero themselves really watches anime
Mm.
and really likes anime. And they
Yeah.
recognized my Misa Misa costume. So I think that's also what made it really fun for them. As
Yeah.
much as it was fun for us.
I really like the band itself, the dynamic they have. Like, it's really cool because you have a vocalist, you have a bassist, you have a DJ, and the drummer,
Drummer,
and
yeah.
and their music is really a mix of like rock and hip hop.
Hip
Like,
hop.
exactly, like musically, they're great. They're an amazing band. Behind the scenes, they're just as cool as they are on
Yeah.
stage.
And the
Yeah.
thing is, I'm a huge fan of J Rock. You know that. Like, I
Mm.
really listen to anime songs. Who skips opening songs?
Me.
Yeah. So, like, afterwards, after the event, I started listening to all of their songs and it was just on loop in my ear.
Mm.
So, I really like some of their songs, like Beast Mode. I think that's my favorite
Mm.
in Octave. So, yeah, I now have my favorite songs of them. And it's really nice. I felt bad that I didn't listen to them before. I just know their Judgement song because obviously we
Yeah.
had to check it out and stuff. But otherwise, I felt bad that I should have known them before. And they're gonna be
Mm.
performing in Manila actually in June together with Flo.
Wow.
They have a concert. Yeah, so watch out.
Yeah. No, they're really like the next big thing.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it, no? After the interview, that's when Geekstars were calling us for the last chance to get a
Our
photocopy.
photos. But yeah,
Yeah,
it was a lot of back and forth. Like, we couldn't have
yeah,
been able to. So, but again, thank you, Geeksters, for really trying.
yeah. And also Silver. I forgot her. I don't
Mm.
really know your name. I'm sorry, but I just know you as Silver. So you know me. Yeah, and see the thing is, it's not just Geekstar. Even Kevin, I told you before, I know him as Nox Voyager. I don't know him as
Mm.
Kevin. Even Ayman,
I Yeah, I only
I
know him as
swear.
Amen 71 whatever.
Yeah, Ayman Ali 07 on Instagram. I didn't know it was him. My God, I swear. Because apparently he was the one who we were in a meeting with for
Yeah,
the
for the
panel.
speakers. Yeah.
Which I didn't know because again during that meeting he was far, like
Mm.
you now right now. He was
Mm.
that far. The screen wasn't clear. I didn't even hear his name, so I didn't know he's Aman. So when we met him in person on day 3, right in the morning when we were with Jason, because we were
Mm.
talking to Jason about the panel, right? Like just prepping
Mm.
things up before the event starts. He's like, "Oh, good luck on your panel." It's like, thank you." And then I said, "Amy, who's that?" She's like, "Oh, that's Aman." Amen. Amen. Sounds familiar. Is this him? And then Amy's like, yeah, that's him. It's like, holy shucks, that's him. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
the guy who
Yeah.
interviewed us for MEFCC, and she was like, I never connected the dots.
Yeah. So that's how I am as a person.
Instagram name, not real
Yeah.
name, but she knows who you
Yeah.
are. For
Yeah.
me, I will like if we've had enough interactions, I'll know your name and everything. But like at the beginning process, like maybe the first 5 times, yeah, I know that's quite a lot. I won't remember your name or face
Yeah, but
unless
for
we
me, I
spent the
remember.
entire day together. Then I really, I would not. It would not stick in my head.
Yeah, because for me, I'm really at least good with names and faces. It's just that I'm shy. Like I remember Zaya's brother,
Yeah,
right?
he was in cosplay too, and you knew who he was.
And I've seen him only once,
Yeah,
and I never interacted with him. I've seen him once. Zaya took him with her. I never
true
spoke to
gamers.
him.
Yeah.
I just said hi. Oh yeah, true gamers. Oh, see, I
Mm.
just said hi, and it was dark in that place because it was a gaming cafe. But then I still remembered how he looked like. So I was like, "Hey, I know you. You're Zaya's brother." It's like, "Yeah, yeah."
Yeah.
So I was like, "See, it's just that I'm bad with." No, I'm good with names, but I remember because, like, see, maybe this is the gamer in me. Gamer tags, you know,
Mm.
like you're friends with people online that you know from their gamer tags. That's very
Mm.
much like how Instagram tags are for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought this is
So
gonna be a short episode, but man, this is almost 1 hour and 40 minutes.
but yeah, I mean, that was pretty much our 3 day MEFCC. Because, like, after that, you went home. I had other interactions after.
Yeah.
Kevin bought me no face frame as like a present of like,
Oh.
yeah, of congratulations for the event, for doing a good job and all of that.
What
Yeah.
else? Yeah. So anything?
Um.
Uh, I just went home. I went straight home because like I was dead tired, and I just remembered we only had breakfast that day. I only had breakfast that day,
Yeah. I ended up having.
which is that pasta, that godforsaken pasta.
Yeah, no, I ended up having dinner. I saw BB as usual. Of course, BB will be there.
Yeah.
Uh, and then I was like, I wanna buy food. And BB being BB, he bought me my dinner as usual. You know how he. So yeah, BB always very sweet. And
Mm.
then we chatted up for a bit, and then yeah, then I met up with Kevin, and then he got me the no face photo. I just have to buy a frame for it. I
And
have
our
a no.
luggage was with you and Kevin. So that's another story that I had to pick up my luggage at Amy's place. Yeah. Because like
Yeah.
I didn't want to bother Kevin because like we're going, I was like, Amy, just take it with you. There's nothing important that I'll be needing anyway. So
Mm,
just
yeah.
apparently I forgot my toothbrush there. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no,
Ah,
like on our end, we waited for Amna, who was obviously working alongside Jason. So we were also waiting for Jason, and we just ended up packing Jason's things because Jason had a lot of stuff from
the booth, yeah.
from the booths, so it didn't fit in his car anymore. It was literally stacked up in his car. So we put some stuff in Kevin's car, and then we went home. So that's
Yeah.
basically how day 3 ended.
And I remember before MEFCC, I asked you, girl, what content are we gonna be shooting in MEFCC? Because the type A in me want to do the itinerary, the plan. Like I even have a full Excel sheet of this is
Yeah.
our plan for the day, this is what I'm gonna wear, blah blah blah. And this girl wanted us to shoot 3 day vlog. I was like, wow,
No, see, we
really?
honestly, no, honestly, we could have shot the 3 day vlog, but there was nothing for us to shoot in the 3 day vlog because, again, a big part of the vlog was us showing ourselves in the panel. What are you going to show for 3 days? Us walking around the same MEFCC corridors?
True. Or just us talking, which we can do in a podcast episode anyway, just like this
Yeah.
one. So
So, like, I mean, realistically speaking, when we were there, it was like, we can't vlog anything. Not really. Like,
yeah.
how many times are you going to show the artist gallery for the 3 days? Like,
And the
here's the
festival
artist
plaza.
gallery again. Here's the festival plaza again. Like, what else? Like, what else are you pointing out for the 3 days? The only other things that become different are the panels, like the competition, like things that don't happen as often. And if you can't cover those things, what
There's
are
no
you
point.
covering?
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. So yeah, it was a fun 3 days.
Mm,
Tiring but fun and exciting because
mm,
I'm looking forward to more events. And we have JPEX. So yeah,
yeah,
which we are brand ambassadors for. So thank you so much for
exactly.
having us.
Yeah. So, is there anything else you want to add, Vips?
Nah, I think that's pretty much it for MEFCC.
All right. And yeah, anything you want to plug?
Just follow me at Pip's Black Mage. We have an upcoming interview, which I think by the
Yeah.
time this episode is out, you guys would have seen it. So
Yes.
super exciting. Yeah.
Yes.
What
And
about
you
you?
can and you can follow me on Just Amy Thing. And don't forget to follow the Ara Ara channel on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, and of course, subscribe to us on YouTube. And you can click the notification bell so that you can get notified for any updates that we post, especially because we have a lot of cool things coming up. So, yeah, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye!
Bye.
Ara Ara.